Hey everyone, welcome back to Speak English Flow. I'm Emma.
And I'm Mohin.
Day 6 of our 30-day English practice challenge, and today we're getting into a taxi.
Oh, I have a taxi story that ended with me arriving at completely the wrong building.
Wait, how does that happen twice in 1 week? First the wrong movie, now the wrong building?
Apparently I have a pattern. We'll get there.
I'm noticing a theme with you, honestly. Let's start. So, taking a taxi seems simple. Get in, say where you're going, get out. But there's actually a surprising number of small conversational moments packed into one short ride.
True. There's telling the driver where to go, maybe some small talk, and then figuring out payment at the end.
And sometimes a little detour or confusion in the middle.
Why does giving an address feel harder in English than it should?
Because addresses involve numbers, street names, and sometimes landmarks, all things that are easy to mumble or mishear if you're not confident.
So it's less about vocabulary, more about clarity and confidence.
Exactly. And that's precisely what we're building today. You get in the taxi, or the driver picks you up for your rideshare. What's the very first thing that happens?
Immediate panic, in my case, trying to remember the exact address instead of just saying, that hotel over there.
Totally normal. Let's practice actually saying it clearly so it becomes automatic. I'll be the driver. You just got in.
Okay, 1 second.
Hi there. Where are you headed today?
Hi, could you take me to 45 Baker Street, please?
Sure thing. Do you know the fastest way, or should I just use the GPS?
The GPS is totally fine, thank you.
No problem. Should take about 15 minutes, depending on traffic.
Perfect, thank you.
That was smooth and clear.
Saying the address out loud, slowly, actually felt way easier than I expected.
Before we move on, let's pull one thing out of that, because it solves so many unclear directions moments.
Which part?
Could you take me to is your universal starting line? Works for an address, a landmark, even something vague like the nearest pharmacy.
Same pattern again. One flexible sentence, 100 situations.
You've officially spotted the secret behind this entire challenge. All right, scene 2. Small talk during the ride. This part actually makes a lot of learners nervous because it's unplanned conversation.
Very true. I usually just stare out the window and hope nobody talks to me.
What if the driver does start a conversation?
Then I panic internally while smiling and nodding.
Okay, let's build you a few easy responses for exactly that. So, are you visiting or do you live around here?
I'm actually just visiting for a few days.
Nice. First time in the city?
Yeah, first time. So far, I really like it.
That's great to hear. Traffic's actually not too bad today, by the way.
Oh, good. I was a little worried about being late.
See how that flowed? You didn't need deep answers, just simple, honest ones.
It really was just normal conversation. Nothing scary about it at all.
Can I tell you something that used to make rideshare small talk genuinely stressful for me back when I was learning a second language? I used to think I needed something interesting to say, or the conversation would feel like a failure.
That's exactly the pressure I put on myself.
Right? But one day I just answered honestly and briefly. Just visiting, it's my first time here, and the driver was completely happy with that. The conversation didn't need to be impressive.
So simple and honest was actually enough the whole time.
The whole time. That gap between what we think we need to say and what's actually expected keeps showing up, doesn't it? Speaking of rides, can I share a quick American culture note here?
Please go for it.
Tipping is a real thing here for both traditional taxis and rideshare apps. Usually around 15 to 20% is considered normal and appreciated.
Even for a short ride?
Even for a short ride, though people sometimes round up a little less for very quick trips. Also, with rideshare apps, the tip is often added right in the app after the ride, not handed over in cash.
That's actually really useful. I always wondered if I was supposed to say something or just quietly tap a button.
Quietly tapping the button is completely acceptable. Don't worry.
Honestly, that tipping explanation alone would have saved me some awkward moments in the past.
These little cultural details really do matter, and if these small insights are genuinely helping you feel more prepared, no pressure at all. Subscribing just means we get to keep sharing more of them, one day at a time.
Okay, Emma. I believe I owe everyone a very confusing taxi story now.
You do. Let's hear it.
So I once said an address, but I said the street name a little too quickly, and the driver heard a completely different street with a similar sounding name.
Oh no.
I didn't notice until we pulled up somewhere I didn't recognize at all. Completely wrong building, wrong neighborhood, everything.
What did you do?
I just quietly said, "Actually, I think this might be the wrong place," which thankfully worked out fine. We just corrected it and kept going.
And that's actually the perfect example. Even when a mix-up happens, one simple, honest sentence fixes it immediately.
Turns out, "I think this might be the wrong place" is a genuinely useful phrase to just have ready.
Let's actually practice that moment, plus the payment at the end, since they often happen close together.
Perfect timing, honestly.
All right, here we are, 45 Baker Street.
Actually, I think this might be the wrong place. I was looking for the hotel, not the office building.
Oh, you're right, my mistake. Let me pull just a bit further down the street.
No worries at all. Thank you for catching that.
Here we are. That'll be $18.
Here you go, and please keep the change.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
A mix-up and a payment, both handled smoothly.
Keep the change felt so natural to say once I actually knew it was a real, normal phrase. All right, word tour time. Mohin, want to start us off?
Sure. First word?
Destination, the place you're traveling to, like 45 Baker Street in our roleplay.
Could you take me to my destination? Well, plus the actual address.
Exactly right. Next, fare, the cost of the ride.
That'll be $18. That $18 is the fare.
Perfect. Next, tip, the extra amount you give as a thank you for good service.
Usually 15 to 20%, like we just learned.
Exactly. Next, keep the change, telling someone they can keep the extra money instead of giving it back.
Which I used at the very end of our roleplay.
Perfectly placed. Next, pull over to stop the vehicle, usually to the side of the road.
Let me pull just a bit further. Close cousin of that phrase.
Exactly connected. Next, traffic, the amount of vehicles on the road, especially when it's heavy or slow.
Traffic's not too bad today, from our small talk scene.
And last, mix up, a small mistake or confusion, like Mohin's wrong building story.
A word I now personally understand very, very well.
A perfect note to end the word tour on. So if there's one thing to take from today, it's this. Even when something goes a little wrong, like a mix-up on an address, one honest, simple sentence usually fixes it right away.
And small talk doesn't need to be impressive. Short, honest answers are genuinely enough, every time.
Exactly. Today's ride really proved that even the small, unplanned moments are easier than they feel in your head. Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. It genuinely means a lot.
And here's your homework. Practice saying, "Could you take me to," out loud with your own real address just once today.
And we'd love to know, where are you watching from and what should day 7 be about? Drop it in the comments. We read every single one.
Until next time, take care, everyone.
Bye, everyone. See you on day 7.